In the in-car apps, I will spend some few seconds in it. So you have Triloflia that you go to any destination, it tells you attractions, activities, hotels, and tours. It has an AccuWeather, and it has a horoscope. And India Today, Zomato, just dial in and ticker tap to know your stock market prices. So all these apps comes only in D segment, Mahindra, Scorpio, and not any other D segment cars or C segment cars. Oh, we have to produce it, isn't it? Such a good car, we have to produce it. And there comes a brand new TCF line, a brand new body shop where the car takes a road dip and then gets an absolutely fantastic paint, and the new body shop that gives multi-model capabilities of different varieties, giving commonality to us. Let me show some video.
The big daddy of SUVs is here.
So thank you so much, and now I invite Vijay for the wrap-up. Thank you, Vijay.
What should I say? Thank you, Dr. Velu. You know, we love to call him Dr. Velu because his presentations are so deep and he makes such a complex subject so simple for everyone to understand. So it's an honorary PhD that we've given him. Thanks, Dr. Velu. So now we move on to the section that I guess all of you all have been waiting for, which is, all right, you've told us so much about the product, what all it has. Tell us what are the variants and what's the price. And for that, I just want to rewind very quickly the start of the presentation you saw. We spoke about a disruption because it's a product that allows us to be aspirational for the C segment and offers a lot more at a super price compared to all offerings in the D segment today. So one was to kind of summarize everything that we've spoken about. We can put them into these 4 buckets of performance, refinement, presence, and technology. I'm not going to go through each one of them because I think Velu has covered it in great detail. But the way I'm going to talk you through the varianting and the pricing is in that narrative of what we spoke about, which is even the varianting strategy that we've created has offerings in each of the variants that allows it to compete with very specific opportunities that we see in the market. So to begin with, and I know most presenters begin their presentation with the entry-level variant. But today I'm going to turn it around. And we're going to start with our topmost variant on what it has to offer and where does it stand to compete. Let's have the quick audio visual on the top end variant. So if we take a look at the top-end variant, the Z8L, that's what we call it. It's clearly a contender that we see to take on the D segment. And if you look at the overall footprint and the high command seating that the Z8L has to offer, with all those features, it makes it an extremely compelling proposition. From a width, height, Velu explained in great detail the advantage that the Scorpio N brings into the category. So let's see where does it stack up vis-a-vis the competition in the D segment. So here are the features, and again, the detailed features you saw in the video, it's a long list. You'll get all the details on the website. Just kind of culled out the key things on one single slide on one side. And I'll come back to what you see as many features in the green color there. And now let's put out the key competitor called TF, the diesel MT in this segment, and compare the specs. You will see that it's a very, very compelling proposition, whether you look at overall performance, whether you look at what we have to offer in terms of safety/technology as a package, or whether you want to talk about convenience, which comes along with a host of features from an overall sophisticated drive dynamics. So as a package, if you see what's on the left compares or is a very, very compelling proposition compared to what you see on the right. And I think, as many of you all would know, that the TF, the ex-showroom price is 34.29 lakhs. So any guesses? What do you think should be the price of the Z8L? Okay, I guess you guys are going to wait for me to reveal that, right? So it's a very, 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 yeah, you can say that again. And now you understand why I started the presentation the other way around today and not with Z2, which is the entry-level variant. So it's 19.49, which is 45% lower. It again depends how you look at numerator, denominator. And if I was to start from the left, the right side is 55% more expensive. So that's what we have to offer with the Z8L. Let's move on to the next variant, which is the Z8. Again, packed product, packed variant. But let's see the AV before I come to that. Let's have the AV, please. Again, a very, very compelling proposition. But this time around, let's try and bring it somewhere closer into the C-segment body-on-frame competitors. I mean, again, you want to compare it on footprint, you want to compare it on space, you want to compare it on command seating. Very, very compelling proposition. So again, you'll see our features on the left, and then we'll talk a little bit about competition. Very compelling proposition, again, has got everything. Most of what you saw on the Z8L is on offer, even on the Z8. You know, whether you talk about the zip, zap, zoom drive modes, which normally is, kind of things kept only for the optional variant. Not going to talk again, but the whole sophisticated ride handling, LED fog lamps, leatherette seats. And in this proposition also, it comes with a combination of sunroof and Adrenox. Now, one would have expected that only in the top end, but we also have it on the Z8. And if we want to compare it again with our competition in the sort of C segment of body on frame, and here is the competition, which is TIC. You can compare it again on all the specs, whether you talk about performance, whether you talk about these features. Clearly something that we offer significantly higher than what the competition has to offer. And the price of that particular variant, the TIC VX Diesel MT of competition, is 22.84. And the Scorpio N Z8 Diesel MT is at a price of 17.49. Again, significantly lower. I mean, from a value point of view, it's 4.5 lakhs. That's a lot. That's a lot. I also want to kind of compare this with the monocoque segment, which obviously, as we all know today, is a significant segment size, number of models, competitors available over there. But again, before we do that, and before we move into the Z6 and the Z4s, let's have the audiovisual on the next variant. So you can see even the Z6 and Z4 have a lot to offer. And again, as we move in, when you start comparing it to other C-segment monocoque SUVs, this time around we want to compare it with another formidable competitor. And what we are going to share with you is how the Z6 and Z4 as two variant strategies work together. You saw the video, the Z6, Z4 both have a lot to offer. As far as the powertrain is concerned, on the Z6 it's at 175 PS. On the Z4 it's 132. Has a host of other features which is available, including the touchscreen, the